Welcome to Red Eye. I'm Greg Gutfeld, or as I'm known to the Cherokee tribe, Dances with Chaps. Let's go to TV's Andy Levy for a pregame report. Andy, what's coming up on tonight's show at Sport?
Thanks, Greg. And there's no sun in the shadow of the wizard, America. Our top story tonight, a congressional candidate says he'll smoke a joint on Capitol Hill if he wins his race. Spoiler alert, he's not going to win his race. Plus, airlines charging families more to sit together? Man, is that going to backfire. And finally, can't keep all your superheroes straight? Don't worry, neither can DC Comics. Greg?
Andy,
yes,
big
sir.
news.
What's that?
Big news. Breckin Meyer,
Yeah.
Franklin and Bash, coming back for a new season.
Yeah.
Even better, he's bringing along another new TV series called Men at Work.
Are you kidding me?
I wouldn't lie about something like
Wait,
that.
is this that new show on TBS?
Yes. You know what it's about? It's about a bunch of bros hanging out, helping each other out.
What I like about it is they work at a magazine, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's called Full Steam Magazine.
Is that what it's called?
Yes, yes. Tyler's the pretty boy, Gibbs is the sexy photographer, and Neil is the geeky accountant.
But here's the thing, I'm already confused because, like you said, Tyler is the charming pretty boy.
Yes.
And Gibbs is the good-looking ladies man. I can't keep him straight.
I can't keep him straight either. But you know what? I'm counting down the days, Andy.
We have to get a countdown clock.
Start popping the popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
All right, go away. Bye. Sicking me. Let's welcome our guest. Oh, my God. She's so hot that every one of her pockets is a hot pocket. I'm here tonight with Brooke Goldstein, founder of the Children's Rights Institute and director of the Lawfare Project, which I believe is a front for making counterfeit Viagra. Her latest book is called Lawfare, The War Against Free Speech. And if intelligence were an art museum, I'd spend several hours inside him. He's Andrew Klavan, author and screenwriter. His latest fantastic book came out earlier this month. It's called Lawfare. No, just kidding. It's called Crazy Dangerous. And he always struggles when you give him his bath. It's my repulsive sidekick, Bill Schultz. And mall security at the local food court have his picture up in the break room. Apparently, he likes to skateboard in front of the Sbarro. Sitting right next to me, writer and comedian Jesse Joyce. His comedy CD is called Pro Joyce. A little play on words, very little. And his reporting is damnable, so we're glad he's flammable. It's our New York Times correspondent. Good to see you again, Pinch.
Today, Times writer Norimitsu Onishi reports that George Lucas's rich neighbors are angry that he is selling land to a developer to bring in low-income housing. The main rub? Every house is to be built on a tree so as to house an Ewok or Wookiee family of limited means. Said one future recipient. Greg?
Keep going.
Oh, and then there was an Ewok who said, yub nub. Yub nub.
Fantastic. Okay. He's promising dope instead of hope. Yep, a candidate in California's 2nd District House race wants to put the grass in Congress, telling voters if he wins, he'll, quote, smoke a joint on the steps of Capitol Hill. Andy Caffrey, seen here in a hat, is focused on battling climate change. Who isn't? But he's also pro-pot, regularly smoking medical marijuana on the campaign trail. The 54-year-old wants nothing less than full legalization.
It's a plant. It's a plant like so many other plants that provide medicines for people. And this is one of the most harmless recreational intoxicants there is. Certainly much more benign than alcohol.
Oh, there's your spokesman. Meanwhile, on Monday, another advocate for legalization, Penn Jillette, hammered President Obama for being a hypocrite on marijuana laws.
Do we believe, even for a second, anybody believe that if Obama had been busted for marijuana under the laws that he condones, would his life have been better? If he had been busted under his laws, he would have done hard time. And if he had done time in prison, time in federal prison, time for his weed and a little blow, he would not be president of the United States of America. And he would not have gone to his fancy-ass college. He would not have sold books that sold millions and millions of copies and made millions and millions of dollars.
What he said. For more, let's throw to our hidden camera behind the mirror of an attractive lady. Can't believe she doesn't see it. Jesse, good to see you here. Is it time that we have a politician who openly smokes weed?
Well, it's not about the weed. First of all, I'd like to point out Penn Jillette seems to look more and more like homeless Ben Franklin every time you see him.
But he's right. Everything he says is right.
Well, like, look, what I thought was funny is it's not about. They quoted the book in that article, and it said that he used marijuana and maybe a little blow.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Like, blow. Like, that's a pretty in the know piece of terminology. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't. Like, it would be like you'd say marijuana cigarette or whatever. You know, it's like almost like he's saying that, like, I might have one time been exposed to a little weasel dust. You know, I may have one time or two banged the glitter gutter. You know, like, you know, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It's possible I went on a sleigh ride or two.
Yeah, the thing is, I always hated when they use the word experiment because experiment is so broad it means anything. But by the way, Jesse, I have somebody else who wants to ask you a question.
All right.
Hello, Jesse. My son would like an autograph. He loved you in Moonraker. Just sign it, Jaws.
Oh, look what you did.
Yeah, it's for you. Now
That
shut
was
up.
so much setup.
I know, Andrew. Okay. Here's the thing. I believe in legalization, decriminalization, anything that ends in Asian. But why is it that the spokespeople, and I'm not talking about Penn, but the candidate, they're never the right spokesman. They're always like that. The guy, like when your spokesman says the first thing I'm going to do is get high on the Capitol steps. That's the exact opposite of what you should say, right?
I don't know. I'm from California, and that's pretty much in keeping with the quality of the candidates we produce. I mean, we gave you Nancy Pelosi, who thinks that unemployment checks are the best stimulus to the economy, and we have downtown Jerry Brown, who's complaining to tax the last 6 guys in California who have any money, and now this guy who's basically his slogan, his campaign slogan is "I need dope in order to focus." That's what he said. He said he's got you know, he can't pay attention unless he smokes dope.
I do enjoy the hat though, and I hope the hat comes back. It's just that, you know, the thing is, if you keep stressing that marijuana is fun, then no one's going to legalize it. Or if you keep calling it medical marijuana, no one's going to legalize it. If you just say it's a substance just like alcohol, that works. Brooke, you're high right now. I can smell you from a mile away. Do you think Obama is a hypocrite on drug laws?
Oh my God, loaded question. No, I want to address your other point, though.
Okay.
He has no credibility, because if you're going to admit publicly to smoking pot while running for Congress, then admit you like it.
Yeah.
Admit that's the reason why you're smoking. Enough of this BS, the ADD, this attention deficit disorder. That's not why people smoke pot, number one. Number two, if you want to attack it, your beef is not with the feds. It's with the Supreme Court that ruled that growing a personal plant of marijuana and smoking it and not selling it somehow is a substantial effect on interstate commerce. That is the credible legal argument against the feds regulating marijuana.
See, that's why we have her here. Never mind that she's hideous. But, Bill, here's the thing. Is Penn Jillette correct that a lot of would-be presidents of the United States would never have, aren't making it because they're in jail for pot? I mean, it's actually
the kind of presidents I would vote for.
Yes.
I don't know if they'd be president of the United States, but they'd have my vote. I like this Caffrey guy. A little concerned that he lives in Humboldt County. For those that don't know much about pot, which would be 2 of our Red Eye viewers, that is the equivalent of Norm leaving Boston and moving to Milwaukee. That's bad. Second of all, the thing about Penn that I don't get about any libertarian is when they talk about social stuff like legalizing weed or gay marriage, the old thing about libertarians and Obama was, he has got the same views on gay marriage as Republicans. Well, that's a moot point now, and he still did Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And as far as Obama and drugs is concerned, he's been very hypocritical, and I've been critical on him. You really think it's going to be better under Romney? You really think Romney's going to put a little Rastafarian hat on the moment he gets to the Oval Office, and it's going to be freewheeling weed from here until the other side of the country, which he'll never go to? It's the case of worse over even worse than that.
I don't know, though. I mean, I would say on both sides it's hopeless, but I mean, I do think that there are a lot of people. The point is, maybe there's a president who will get these people out of jail. There's a lot of people there that shouldn't be there. You know, our future Einstein is in there. But then again, maybe a future Skrillex, too. So I don't know which is worse.
The worst thing
Nobody knows who Skrillex is.
The worst thing is, though, that the drug laws make the police the enemy of the people.
Yeah.
And they make the cops the enemies in neighborhoods, and people run and scatter because of the drugs. And it really is a problem. It makes policing